Hello, everyone. This is Naosha again. If you're just tuning in, there's a couple more videos before this. I'm talking about my life and coping and becoming who I am despite my parents' heroin addiction. And I'm being interviewed by my lovely Aunt Renee. And if you're wondering as to the purpose of these videos, we sat down and had a conversation, and I just realized that this subject still causes me a lot of pain, and I just want to purge, basically. And if you viewers can help me, or if it helps anyone else, I think that even one video is worth it. So bear with me.
All right, Naosha, I want to ask you, what was it like? I know that at one point of your life, Child Protective Services, we call it DIFAS here in New Jersey, they had come and they took the kids away from your mother. They took your brothers and sisters, took your whole family away and separated you. What was that experience like?
Okay, in case anybody's wondering, the acronym DIFAS stands for Department of Youth and Family Services. And anybody who's a parent or a child that has anything to do with a neglectful or drug abusive parent, you know that there's many different acronyms, but you know what that means, Department of Youth and Family Services. I was around 9 years old. As a matter of fact, I gotta admit, I was 9 years old. And it was October 31st. It was Halloween. I'll never forget that because my older brother and I had just came back from trick-or-treating. My little sister and brother who were under me were about 1 and 2, if that. And my mom was actually in the hospital giving birth to my youngest brother because there's 5 of us in all. My dad, it's kind of too crazy to be true, but I promise you, my dad was actually in jail too at this time. So we were home with my mom's friend Diane. She was babysitting us for however long it took my mom to get out of hospital, out of giving birth, because we all knew she was pregnant. And we all knew that after she had the baby, she'd be gone for a couple days. So we weren't really worried. And it was Halloween. And we were kind of happy that Diane was in the house with the kids instead of us. So we went out trick-or-treating. Nobody was looking for us. We came in well after dark. It was around maybe 9, 10 o'clock, if that early. We came in, was happy about all the candy that we collected. My brother and I spoke, had a couple jolly times, and we were in the basement. We heard a knock on the door. And the funniest thing is, in the basement, there wasn't much light because we used a lot of extension cords. So we seen lights underneath the door as if somebody was shining a light underneath our door. And we, at first, you don't understand what's going on. You get the knock at the door, and the first thing I see is police officers with guns. It's crazy because when I was little and you're looking up at a cop who's shining a flashlight in your face, and then you can't really see who he is or who's with him, but you see a gun on his hip, I start running. I ran to Diane. I went and got her because I was like, this cop's in the door with guns, and I didn't know what's going on. So I noticed that when the cops walked in the house, that our caseworker was behind us. I remember her name, but I don't know if I should say it. And matter of fact, I'm not going to say it because I didn't like her very much, and I don't think I'm going to have anything nice to say. But she walked in the door behind the cops, and aside from telling us why they were there and telling us don't worry that they're not going to shoot us, they start looking around at everything, shining flashlights in the refrigerator. Look and say, look, there's no food here. Look at his conditions. Look at this. So after a while, it took me a second to kind of get what they were looking at. And then immediately, because I love my mom, I start defending her. I was like, we do eat. We just eat out every day. I was just trying to tell them that there's a reason why there's not food. And we don't really sleep in the basement. We sleep upstairs. I was lying, but I kind of knew where this was going because we had a caseworker in our lives. We already knew about the whole DIFAS thing. We already knew. So as soon as they start looking around and looking at our refrigerator and saying what we don't have, I kind of knew where this was going. So I tried to defend my mom. And then the caseworker just told Diane, she said, get the babies dressed. And we didn't know where we was going. They didn't tell us nothing. We were screaming and kicking, and they dragged us out the house. We was kicking and screaming, they dragged us out the house. I mean, we was fighting every day, fighting. They threw us in the back of a squad car and didn't tell us nothing. I'm cursing the caseworker out, telling her, like, you can't just take us. My mama not home, You can't just take us out of our house. She was telling me, I don't care what you say. She told me this. She had a person that was with her I guess it was a person that she was training and a lady. I just remember the other lady was silent, Renee. I looked up and I said, y'all don't even care about us. I said, you're not even listening to me. And the other lady just started crying. Tears was just rolling down her eyes. So I knew that I wasn't the only one feeling like this was fucked up, basically. This was messed up. But anyway, I need to take a little break. So see me on the next video.